My wife demanded a divorce, and the house saying you can afford a lawyer to fight me. She served me papers in court only to see the city's most feared divorce attorney sit next to me and say he doesn't have to afford me. I'm his older brother. Sarah slid the divorce papers across our kitchen table during breakfast. I'm filing today. I want the house and half your pension. My lawyer says you make $52,000 a year as librarian. You can afford to fight this, so just sign. I looked up for my coffee. The house where Emma lives. She nodded. Your sister will figure something out. I'm done subsidizing your family. I've carried this burden for 6 years. My younger sister Emma has cerebral palsy. She lives on disability. When our parents died, I inherited their house and modified it for her wheelchair. Ramps, renovated bathroom, widened doorways. It cost $40,000. Sarah watched me do all of it. She said she admired my dedication back then. Now she wanted to sell it. Where is Emma supposed to go? Sarah shrugged. There are facilities for people like her. Group homes or whatever. My sister who taught herself digital art and sells paintings online. My sister who volunteers at the animal shelter. My sister Sarah used to call inspiring. I went to my car and called my older brother Jake. We hadn't spoken in 4 years after he missed my wedding for some trial. Jake, it's Tom. Long pause. Tommy, what's wrong? I told him everything. The divorce, the house, Emma. What's the attorney's name? Richard Voss. I know him. What's your court date? Thursday at 10 a.m. He'll be there. Jake, don't feel obligated. He cut me off. You called because you need help. I'm your brother. Thursday morning, Sarah was at the courthouse in a Navy suit, looking confident next to Richard Voss. When he saw me, he smiled. Mr. Miller, if you want to settle before we waste the judge's time, I'm available. I'm waiting for my representation. He chuckled and looked at Sarah. They think someone's coming. The bailiff called our case. The judge looked at both tables. Are both parties represented? Voss stood. Richard Voss representing the petitioner. Your Honor. The judge looked at me and the respondent. The courtroom doors opened. A man in a charcoal suit walked down the aisle, carrying a leather briefcase. Every attorney turned to look. Jake walked straight to my table and sat down. Sorry I'm late, little brother. Then he stood. Jake Morrison, representing the respondent. Your Honor. The judge's eyebrows went up. Sarah's face went white. Voss went pale. Jake Morrison was the prosecutor who put the governor's son in prison last year. The attorney who never lost. Jake looked at Sarah. He doesn't have to afford me. I'm his older brother. Voss tried to recover. Your Honor. This is straightforward asset division. Jake opened his briefcase. Your Honor. I have evidence that changes everything. He pulled out a folder. Text messages between Mrs. Miller and her personal trainer Marcus Chen discussing hiding marital assets and planning this divorce for 6 months. Voss jumped up. Objection. Relevance. The judge looked interested. I'll allow it. Continue, Mr. Morrison. Jake kept going. I also have credit card statements showing Mrs. Miller spent $23,000 of marital funds on trips she claimed were work conferences. Airline records prove these were personal vacations with Mr. Chen. Sarah looked sick. But most importantly, Jake continued. The house in question is held in a special needs trust established by the respondent's parents before their death. My client has zero ownership interest. The home exists solely for his disabled sister Emma Miller, who requires the wheelchair accessible modifications. Mrs. Miller knew this when they married and is filing fraudulent claims. The judge reviewed the documents. Mrs. Miller, these are serious allegations. Your attorney advised you to pursue a property you knew was in a trust. Sarah started crying. Richard said we could argue it was marital property because Tom maintained it. The judge was not pleased. This court does not appreciate fraudulent filings. I'm dismissing the property claim entirely. We'll address the pension at a later date, but I suggest you reconsider your demands. 2 weeks later, Sarah signed an agreement giving up all claims to the house and accepting a minimal settlement. Jake refused any payment from me, but something changed between us. He started calling every Sunday to check in. Last month, he came over for dinner and met Emma. She showed him her art studio, and they talked for hours about her work. Sometimes the bridges you think are burned forever just need the right reason to rebuild themselves.